Hey everybody, welcome back to Blacks in the Scriptures. I'm Marvin Perkins.
And I'm Cardon Ellis.
And really grateful to have you back. Thank you for the questions that are coming in. Thank you for the sharing. Thank you for the subscribing as well. And we're going to continue to try to put out content that's relevant to you and helpful as well. Because that's primarily what we want to do. We're doing this primarily to be a help to our brothers and sisters out there. So,
speaking of brothers and sisters, thank you for the question from Janet Allred of Centerville, Utah. She asked, "Is Jesus really a black man?"
Okay.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as black people, Janet. And so you're going to want to see our video entitled Race in the Priesthood.
But according to some really cool hip hop music from the 1970s, no, I'm just kidding.
But Janet, you stay tuned. We'll get your questions answered. Take a look at the video, especially we talk about how skin color changes and how actually there are no black and white people, and it's really cool. And the guy who actually invented race, and so you can go to raceinthepriesthood.com and see that very first video there.
Blumenbach was a loser.
That'll answer that question for you.
So hey, you're going to talk about last week. You said you were going to tell us about New Orleans,
yeah,
where somebody went all. Bang, 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 bang.
No. They didn't, and I was grateful for that. So I was in New Orleans, and I was down there on business, and we were at a business dinner. And I guess to preface this story, I'd like to say the biggest challenge that I had when I joined the church was understanding when the Spirit was trying to communicate with me. I mean, that was a fairly new concept for me, and it was really difficult, and I really had to test it, try it, study about it, and really develop that relationship with the Lord where I could really understand when He was talking to me and what He was saying to me. And so I have depended on that relationship for every single thing that we're doing in this work. So I think we have a really good relationship right now, and I can really hear His voice, and I can hear it clearly and understand it. So
that's the main thing gospel teaches us right there.
Without a doubt.
It's the numero uno thing.
Okay, so with that in mind, we were at a company dinner downtown New Orleans, and it was time to go because my colleagues, they like to stay long and drink, and I like to go back and start doing missionary work. Working with our coordinator, seeing where we can help. We've got a lot of work going on. So,
what if you killed two birds with one stone and just did missionary work with the people while drinking?
Yeah, why do we have to kill a bird? Okay. Why does the bird have to die? Okay. But anyway, I decided I'm going to walk back to the hotel. Another colleague was going to come with me, and then he just said, no, I'm just going to stay. I'm going to stay and network a little bit. So I start walking back to the hotel. It's nighttime, but it's lit up. It's New Orleans. It's lit up at night downtown. It's fun. And it's not too far. So I'm walking, and I get to this really long city block that's really dark.
Oh, boy.
And I'm thinking...
It's a Martin Scorsese film. That's what I'm thinking.
It seemed like a movie because one of my thoughts was like, wow, it's really dark here. And then I thought, if somebody's going to rob somebody, this would be an ideal place to do it.
So you did the ideal thing and kept going, right?
Oh, of course I kept going, indeed. And so, but I picked up the pace. Okay. I definitely picked up the pace a little bit because I said, no, this is not a good area for me to be in. It's so dark. Somebody can easily rob somebody here. Yeah. And so I keep walking. I pick up the pace, and I get halfway through, and I'm still thinking about it. I'm just keep moving. And so I'm fine. I get 3/4 of the way through, and then that's when I start to feel a little comfortable. Like, I can see the light at the end there. And
plus, you're not a small guy. I mean, somebody have to be pretty brave.
Not only that, but I'm an athlete as well. I ran track. I played football. I was a swimmer, a diver, basketball. I did it all. So I feel like I can move as well. Yeah. But anyway, the long and short of it is... as soon as I start to feel comfortable, and this is a lesson in itself, as soon as I start to feel comfortable, about 3/4 of the way through there, I hear this voice say, "Hey, excuse me, sir." And immediately the Lord says, He puts in my mind, He says He's coming to rob you. Wow. And I asked, what do I do? And He said, turn into him. And so here the Lord is asking me to turn around and to walk back into the darkness to this guy who's obviously coming to rob me. And so because I know him, because I love him, because I trust him, I turn and I start walking back into the darkness toward this guy who's coming to rob me. And when I get up to him, he's got this jacket on. It's this big jacket, and he's got his hand in his pocket. And I ask him, I said, hey, what can I do for you? And he's trying to talk, but he's so nervous he can barely get the words out. I mean, he can barely get a sentence out, and he's nervous, and he's shaking, and he's trying to talk, and he's still got that hand in his pocket. And then finally, I just said, brother, do you need some help? Mm-hmm. And he said, what did you say? I said, brother, do you need some help? He said, yeah, I need some help. I said, I'll help you. And he just collapsed. He collapsed there on the, still clutching whatever he had in his pocket, still clutching it. He collapsed on the ground, and he said something about, oh, thank God, this is a blessing. And I said, yeah, that's exactly who you should be thanking for this.
You should be thanking.
I said, this is a blessing, and he really is out there to bless you, and there's people that want to bless you, but you can't do it this way. You cannot do it this way. There are people who genuinely want to help. And so I asked him his name, and he gave me his name, and I reached out and extended my hand to help him up off the ground, and took out some money and gave it to him. I didn't give him the money yet, but I just had more of a conversation with him, and I said, you're going to see some guys, two guys. They're going to be riding a bike together, walking, or they're going to be in a car. They're going to have short sleeve white shirts on, and they'll have badges on. They've got a special message for you. When you see them, you go and get the message the Lord has for you. And then
you're talking missionaries, not the police, right?
Exactly. Yeah. They were blue shirts, I think, down in New Orleans.
Short sleeve, white shirts with a badge.
I thought they were blue down there.
What are you talking about, man?
Yeah, name tag. This is the Church of Jesus.
Name tag might be a better choice of words.
And exactly.
Go talk to the badge, dude.
and I did tell him that the name tag would have the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints on it. Yeah. They would be elder something on it. And gave him some money, and just had a little more conversation with him, and he went on his way, and I went on mine. Now, I didn't tell my wife that story until I got home, and then I made a promise that I would never be walking alone, even though I think I'm a tough guy and I can take care of myself. I'm never going to be walking alone in a situation like that again. But most importantly, I think if anything is the story of how important it is to have a relationship with the Spirit, to really understand what God is communicating with you. It's a lifesaver. There's nothing more I can say. It is an absolute lifesaver, and I just wouldn't want to do without it. So a great spiritual experience, I would say, in New Orleans. And if you one day see this podcast and you have gotten baptized in the church or gotten your life together and gotten some really great things going for you, I'd really love to know about it. Reach out at blacksinthescriptures@gmail.com, and that'll get emailed directly to me, or go to the website and leave a message there. So that's the New Orleans experience.
I have nothing to say after that. I can't beat that. Might as well just end.
Well, then we'll do that. For Blacks in the Scriptures, I'm Marvin Perkins.
And I'm Cardon, Ellis.
Hey, thank you for tuning in. Thanks again for subscribing and sharing these videos, and we'll see you again next time.